Hello, Ed 380 and Ed 500s. Dr. Allen here. A few things. This is going to be a little bit of a quirky, video because we've got a lot going on in the next few weeks, but a lot of it is kind of self-paced, even though we got the week stuff due. That's kind of even a wordy sentence, but I think you'll understand what I'm saying here in the next few moments. I'm not going to do a straight up lecture on this video or anything like that. This is going to be more of where we're going to go for the rest of the semester because it is sneaking up fast. I'm looking at my calendar and it is March 31st. Obviously we have April, but there's a lot going on. And the first thing I'm just going to go ahead and tell you is my goal this week. I'm working on it right now. I'm going to go ahead and try to get everything open for the rest of the class because a lot of it is the lesson plans that are due. And I know a lot of you are out in the field right now, and with spring break in Berkeley and Jefferson County, maybe you have a little more time and you want to just try to get stuff done. I don't know, but I just want to go ahead and give you that opportunity. So also, before I share my screen, one other thing. Thank you for the patience last week. It was busy because of observations, trying to get them in, of course, before spring break and advisement. I had the video for the filming, and normally I've toyed with even leaving the filming in for this semester because that was something that we did always before pre-pandemic, because you'd be surprised how many people had never filmed themselves, and that's something you have to do in student teaching usually once, or at least you had to. Now everyone's filmed themselves doing something in the classroom or probably done some sort of virtual teaching. So I don't know. I'm kind of lenient on those assignments, kind of in terms of I just want to see that you know how to film yourself teaching. Kind of how you do it, I'm not going to be too picky about. So I didn't get too in depth with that. A lot of you have already been sending me stuff. If you have any problems with that, just to kind of reiterate, I know I put it in the video when I did it last year or last semester, and also in the email that went out in the announcement. But just email it to me, load it up on OneDrive. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Heck, if you filmed yourself and you need to film the film, that's fine. I just want to see that you can actually do it. Nothing more, nothing less. One thing, I think I said it in the video, but just make sure you have the proper permission if you did film a classroom. I'm assuming if you filmed the class, you had the permission to film the class as terms of students, or it's just you. So just to make sure we add that caveat in there. With all that being said, I'm already saying some ums. I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen and tell you where we are going. All right. And as you can see, I have a lot of tabs open because I've been going over some stuff. I'm actually just going to jump to our class first. This coming week, you will see, by the way, also before I really get talking here, hopefully you saw the announcement. I know April 4th is Easter. I don't know if people celebrate Easter or not, or how you do it, or if it's a big thing for everyone. I'll take stuff on the 5th. I'm not going to worry about it. I don't know if people eat dinner or go to church or anything like that. But if you do, don't sweat it. I'll give you an extra day. It was in the announcement. So if anything, I'll be lenient on that. I think I have to go do a few things that day. So anyway, with that being said, this coming week for the 5th, if you look here, there's a lot listed, but it's really just one thing. Your second lesson plan is due. Just to reiterate, do exactly what you did with the first set, really. They were good, they were on point, they were exactly what they needed to be. Again, this is not a lesson planning class. I know we have people that are all over the place as far as lesson planning experience. We have some people who haven't had 370 in this class, or if you're a 500 student, you haven't had the opportunity to do much lesson planning in 583, I believe. That's fine. Like I say, I'm just kind of trying to get an idea of how you're envisioning using the technology. You'll get more in-depth lesson planning and stuff later. Some of you knock your lesson plans out of the ballpark. They're phenomenal. So that's also good. But, just do what you did last time. I was very happy with them. Some people have asked, because you're out in the field right now, I do like when they kind of link up, but I get if they can't, if you're trying to make them actual practical, like you're actually trying to use the technology in the field. What I'm saying is if you did, like I originally in the first video said, if you're doing the Renaissance, the lessons should all match up into a unit. I'm not going to be that stringent on that. So like if I did a Renaissance lesson for the first one, if you really want to do something like on the Reformation for the second one, that's fine. And then the French Revolution for the third one, I'm not going to really penalize you for that. If they're connected, that's great. But I, again, just want to see how you're incorporating these into the plans. Second one is what's going to be due on the 11th. You can go ahead and start. I'm going to open this stuff up probably either today, which is Wednesday, or Thursday, and you can just start rolling. That's it. There's no blogs due. There's no discussion due. None of that. It is strictly the lesson plans. And if you look, I'll go ahead and jump that on there. That's it. And you can submit it. I will do my best to get those back. We're kind of getting to that crunch where I'll probably be grading stuff pretty quickly, or probably be grading pretty continuously for the next few weeks. So I will try to get a turnaround. I've actually been proud of myself, not that I'm bragging, but I've been actually happy. I've been able to get everything back within a week. Sometimes I've cut it close. There's been some stuff probably even noticed going out on Sunday, the week after due dates, but I've been trying to stay 1 week after they've been due to get them graded. This week I am working on the flip grids. I'm going to jump ahead one thing since I mentioned the flip grids. Flip grids were last week. If you look, there is a blog 10 that is due on the 12th. I am actually just going to go ahead and give everyone credit for blog 10 for 2 reasons. One, you're doing a fun tech review, which is kind of the same thing as a blog. 2, I kind of felt bad. This was on me. When I did the flip grid, I had public access when I did it. I still actually do because I guess they're older flip grids. They've kind of done away with that option. And most of you were pretty on top of it and just sent me the links and such. But that was still, I felt like that was bad communication on my part, and I didn't catch that as quick as I should have. So I'm just going to waive blog 10 as kind of a apology, and I'm not going to make you do 2 assignments. And look at this, my PC's going crazy and throwing up weird things. But we're just going to close that out. So I will have a grade in there for blog 10. Don't worry. You don't have to do it. It's just my gift to you. Another thing with the week of the 2nd, you're going to see there's some things that are up. I'm just going to go ahead and mention them now. Class Dojo, Schoology, which a lot of you already are familiar with. Actually, I have a feeling a lot of you are probably familiar with Class Dojo. And Classcraft. Those are classroom management tools. If you're really interested in checking those out, I have no assignments for them. If we were meeting live, I would probably just pull them up and kind of talk to you a little bit about them if you're interested. I think most of you have seen them in action. A lot of elementary school teachers like Class Dojo a lot. I would check it out. If you've been in the field, I am probably 99% sure that you have already seen it at some point. But check it out, and you may like it. Elementary, I never used it. I only taught middle and high. So I never really used it too much, but if you need it, there's a video in Class Dojo. And of course, there's some other apps that this slowly goes up. Here we go, there you go. There's some other classroom apps if you want to check them out. A lot of them you're already familiar with. It's ways you can use Google Classroom. Schoology is another one. I know you can track things. There's other learning management systems. I've worked in public and private. A couple of the private schools I had some unique ones called RenWeb was one that we used, and then another one was called, not Sakai, I almost did that for Shepherd. It was called Option C, which was another one we tracked things. They were more administrative than actual fun. There is one that I saw at a conference. My school did not buy it. We brought it back to them. Of course, hopefully I did not lose it. There it is. There was one called Classcraft, which we thought was pretty neat for middle schoolers. I have put a link up here if you're interested in it. It is something, I think it's similar to Class Dojo, but it's more middle school oriented. It uses avatars to track, and they look a little more like what's World of Warcraft. I've never played the game. A lot of people have used that. I've heard good things about it, so if you want to check it out and check the video out, you're welcome to. But there is nothing due related to classroom management this week. It is strictly just the lesson plan, and that's the week of 4-5 through 4-11. The following week, I'm going to go ahead and click the syllabus. If you look, I'm going to go over this really quickly, just kind of save you. And I'll throw up another video probably next week just to be on the safe side. It'll be a short one. Your next assignment after lesson plan 2 is what's just called Fun Tech. There's a little video on virtual reality if you want to check it out. But the Fun Tech is just basically, I want you to just pick a tech that we didn't cover that you've seen or you're interested in. You're going to do a review on it. I have a few lists of different types of fun tech. I will show you this. I'm going to post this. This is one I did for student teachers this time. If there is a tech that we haven't used, do one that we have not done that you would like to check out, you can do a review on it. You need to pick 2. Here's some. I'm going to show you a few more. There's other ones like iCivics. Let me just go ahead and click the link for you. Oh, here it is. There's other ones. I fiddle around. Being a social studies teacher, I get very locked in the social studies type stuff. If you know one in your content area that you've seen before, please review it. I'm not going to be picky about it. It can be a site. It can be a different type of tech. It can be an app. I know in PE, there are a lot of things that you do for tech that I may not be familiar with. And I've put a few here that I've kind of researched a little bit. There's 100 ways to use technology. Same way with English. Art, there's tons of stuff. I'm actually going to show you something here in a second. Science, there's some science games and activities. You can pick anything you want if you want to check these lists out. And you can go, I'm going to click the science one just to kind of show you. I tried to create some lists if you want to check them out. But pick something in your content area. If you are elementary, pick something in a content area that you like, or maybe 2 different content areas. And of course, that link is broke. Oh, let's go ahead and click that. Ha, ha, ha. We'll go back. I'll fix that. But we'll give it another shot. Let's get into PE one a try. Sorry, I'm not stopping. We're going straight ahead now. We're almost to the end. There you go. Here's some ideas if you want to check out some of these. You may be familiar with some. That's fine. Just pick 2 that you haven't done and just do a quick review if you want to check them out. I also am going to show you a couple small things super quick. I, for some reason, have run into a lot of tech this week. So people have been sending me some things. So I thought I would share them real quick, and you're welcome to do reviews on this or on any of these. One thing, and some of you may be familiar with it, I see it on some of the Facebook groups that I'm on with EdTech, and some of the Twitter accounts. It is something called Blooket, which Blooket, I will put a video up. It is very Kahoot oriented. It's a game type thing, but here's the difference. And you would probably have to play around with it a little bit, but let's just say we're going to do discover sets. You can create your own sets, and it has a very Kahoot type look. If you remember when you were building this, you can pick other Kahoots, and you can see it's very popular. We'll do football team challenge. Okay, so we picked this. Now this, you can pick a host or a solo. I'm going to pick solo since I'm just sitting in my office. And this is the difference between it and Kahoot. One is, I don't know if you've noticed, there's little cute emojis on here, and your students will get to pick emojis to represent them. And there's different types of games. If you remember on Nearpod, or if you've been using Nearpod, there's the thing like climb to the top and things like that. They have different options like that, and they ask the question. So for example, I'm not going to do them all, but let's say we do, I don't know, we'll do tower defense since it's there. And as you can see, there's different ones. And we'll do sunny meadow since it's raining outside right now. Maybe. Well, it's not going to let me pick either one of them. Come on. Why is it not letting me? Go, 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 go. Huh. All right, hold on. There it went. Hold on. Would you like a quick tour? No, we're just going to go. And as you can see, Eagles, they play in Philadelphia. Boom. Okay, now when you hit next, it should give me a little map. Seahawks, Seattle, correct. Tampa Bay, let's see, next. Okay, now, I pick my little avatar. I can buy him, and I can put him wherever. And as you can see, there's different plays you buy. There's a little more into it. I'm the first person to admit, I literally just saw this like 3 days ago. So I have not had a chance to really mess around with it. But as you can see, you start moving. And if you have a class, they would race. I'll put a video up if you want to mess with Blooket. Again, I'll fiddle with it a little more this week if you have questions. But it's there. And of course, there's a nice tutorial. I'm going to leave. I'll post this video up, and you can see there's one. Just in my research on it and just watching other videos, I really like the racing one. It looked like if you've ever been to the beach, you know, that game where you roll the ball and the horses go. It's kind of like that, kind of like Climb to the Top, or Race to Climb, however they phrase it. And there's Battle Royale where you battle, but like I say, there's ones where you can buy different avatars and things like that. So everyone likes emojis. So there you go. You don't have to do anything with Book It, but if you want to do it for your fun tech, that's fine. As you can see, also my son, I've just noticed, was watching some stuff on my YouTube. So there's, he watches these Disney videos, but you don't care about that. But in case you're wondering why there's some weird stuff over there, there's some other ones. By the way, I'm going to put some links up. This young lady, she's a teacher in, I think, in Montgomery County. She does some really awesome videos. She's a fairly new teacher, but she puts up how she's integrated technology. They're really good, and I think I put a few up for you all to watch, but that's a side note, and I've kind of gotten off track. All right, so there's Book It if you're interested, and I will put that link up, and that is a fun tech that you can definitely use. Another one that I wanted to show you is one called Clio. This is more social studies oriented, but again, if you want to do it for elementary or anything science, I think if there was a location. But if you look here, it just bases it, it uses your location and it pulls up historical things around your area. This is Shepherdstown. And once it pulls it up, well, I'm in Canooty right now, so let's click Canooty Hall. As you can see, it has a little bit of information on Canooty. I was listening to Hootie and the Blowfish when I was driving on Sirius. Canooty. And as you can see, it gets a little background, and you can hit text to speech audio and it reads it and such. That's another one. I'm going to add it to the link if you're interested. And for the art students, I don't know if you have seen this. I thought it was pretty neat. But the Louvre, the entire thing is now, everything is online. They just announced this week. So if you want to check out the Louvre site and maybe even talk about that, that's stuff you can do for your fun tech review in a couple weeks. But there's the collection, and you can click it. I'll post the stuff up. I'll put it on that link if you're interested, and then you can look. And you would just do the review, and you just talk about how you would use it and such. Those are just examples that I've seen this week. You're not locked into any of those. But again, lesson plan 2 for the next week, and then the fun tech review. I'm going to click this here. I will update this site. This page hasn't been updated yet. I'm still a little behind on that. But as you can see, there's the fun tech assignment. That's all you have to do, other than, let me make sure I'm not forgetting. I thought there was one more discussion board topic. This, by the way, the fun tech is not due until the week of, make sure I'm not losing my mind here. That would be the week of the 6th, the 11th through the 6th, or 12th through the 16th that week. And you can do that. There is a discussion board, but the blog you do not need to do. Now, again, that's the week of the 12th through the 18th. I was given just during the week there. And then, of course, there is one more lesson plan that's due on the 25th. And you do have a little checklist. Some of you had asked about that the first time. That's just that little form. I will show you real quick. It is, you can cut and paste from your lesson plans, but basically it's a template. Of course, I clicked the one that didn't have it on there. Oh, there it is. It's not attaching it. It was back on the first one. Let me go back. Sorry. As I said, this was going to be a rough one because I just wanted to get it out here for you to see. There it is. There's the checklist. I'll post it where you can get to it a little easier. It's good that I do these because if I can't find it quick, I know you all probably don't want to look for it either. But there you go. And here it is. Some of you kind of did a little bit of this, but you're just telling what you can cut and paste, like your standards from lesson 1, boom, put them there. I just want to it gives me an overview of, again, what you were trying to do. Don't worry about lesson plan 4. That was sometimes in the summer, if we're doing something, I give them an optional one if they want to expand it a little more. You only need to worry about 1 through 3 and answer those questions. They can be bulleted. They don't have to be long paragraphs. It's just an information gathering type thing. That's due with the 3rd lesson plan. And I think that should about do it, but I'm going to rehash everything. whoops, share, and let's see. Okay, let's go. Sorry, I had a small technical difficulty. Yes, so as you can see, I know I just said a whole mouthful, and this is probably getting a little too long, but I'm going. This week is the filming. This is March 29th through the 4th. Once you turn that in, next week the lesson plan is due. The following week, after that, is the discussion, your fun tech review. Pick something you haven't done. You can pick something that maybe you haven't, it doesn't have to be something that's been in this class or mentioned. You don't have to worry about Block 10. I will give you credit for that because of my Flipgrid misinformation, I think is a nice way to say that. And then the final week, you have lesson plan 3 and the unit checklist. You are welcome to work ahead. I will have everything open probably today, which is Wednesday the 31st, or April 1st. That's not an April Fool's, on Thursday. And finally, the last week, our final, a lot of you have already done this, is the Apple or Google certification. Again, I'm sure some of you might say, oh no, I've been busy, I haven't had a chance to do that. Don't fret. If you do the, especially if you do the Google, which again costs $10, the Apple's free. But if you do the Google level 1, all I want you to do is try it. I know you might not get your response or your scores back immediately. If you don't sweat it. Just give me a screenshot that you've done it. I'm not worried about your scores, if you passed or not. I just want you to give it a shot. That's all I need. That's your final. Everything will be open this week. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Maybe you can have some time to work it. If you want to work ahead a little bit, I do not care. Just if you kind of go ahead and do all your lesson plans or something like that, just please be aware. I may not get the grade. It's going to be a little bit of a hodgepodge grading probably after this Sunday. I'm going to get the Flipgrids done, and then I'm just going to try to start doing stuff as it comes in as best I can. But don't worry. I think I've been trying on top of the grades. Everyone should kind of know where they are. Everyone's been rocking. I think that's about it. If you have any questions, please email. Again, Fun Tech, do what you want. Just pick something that's interesting. Do something beneficial. If you're out in the field, maybe ask your field teacher what text they use, and you can do a review. And the reviews does not need to be anything fancy. I am going to jump back there really quick just so you see it. It just needs to be, you just need to write a paragraph and just give it a 1 to 4 stars. That's basically your blog. That's another reason why I'm just ditching the blog. It's the same thing. I'm not going to ask you to do 2 of the same thing. And I'll make sure you have some resources posted up there. I hope everyone is hanging in there. Thanks for doing what you need to do, I guess, so to speak. But everyone, you've all been on the ball. So nothing more, nothing less. I'm going to sit here and babble and look weird into Zoom, so I'm going to stop. Have a good day. We'll talk to you all later.